Well, hello, and welcome to my statutory. Happy Friday, if it's a Friday that you're watching. My name's Jane, and I run Snapdragon Life. Today is really an exciting day for me because I am relaunching my online membership, which is called the Studio Club, and I thought that I would spend today telling you a bit about the club, why I started it, what I'm changing, and what you get. So, started the Studio Club 5 years ago, and the reason that I started it was that I recognised that every time I am sad or overwhelmed or ill or overworked or head into something, when I head into perimenopause, the things that I allowed to drop from my life, there was two things. The first was a connection to the natural world, and the second was my personal creativity. Every time this seemed to happen, and I've spoken to lots of people about this, and it seems to be a really common phenomenon, that these things which support us and get us out of our heads and give us joy and playfulness and just vibrancy in our lives, that these are the first things that get dropped when we need them most, really. I suspect that it is because they are things that are for us rather than for work or for other people or for commitments and so on. But I think it's such a great pity because they are the centre of life, and certainly I know that if I am connected to nature and if I am developing my personal creativity, I am so much happier, I am so much healthier, I'm less stressed, I'm less grumpy. Everybody wins. So what do I mean by connection to the natural world? Because what I don't mean is sort of like going out every day and having a walk. Now I think that's a really good thing to do, obviously getting exercise and the open air, but it is perfectly possible to go out for a walk in nature and not actually connect to the natural world. If you are speed walking to get your exercise and you've got your headphones on and an audio book so that you are multitasking, you're not going to connect much. Whereas if you notice a poppy growing in pavement and you actually look at it, or you grow carrots, or you have garden flowers in your house, or you learn about a bird song and listen out for it, these things connect you to the natural world. So it doesn't have to be time consuming, you don't have to have masses of energy, it's a different kind of thing. And the same with personal creativity. I do not mean getting out the paint box, though again you might want to do that and it's a great thing. But my idea of personal creativity is just something where you are creating rather than consuming. So it could be cooking, it could be gardening, it could be knitting, it could be reading, because you are creating that whole visuals in your head. It could be making balm from daisies. It's just having curiosity and creativity and something that takes you out of your head. So, how have I changed the Studio Club? And why, maybe? Because, it's a successful online membership group. But I have a planning system which I call A Wilder Way, which is about planning things into your life that make you feel the way that you want to feel. And I go through it every season or so. And I did it in September, and alongside other people in the club, and I realised that what I was missing in my life was a feeling of play and a feeling of doing things without worrying that they went wrong, without having a kind of a purpose for them, without being constrained by them being, part of a product like a course or whatever. So I kind of thought about that, and then a couple of months ago I was asked if I would like to be part of an art exhibition in the summer. And I thought, oh yeah, I would love to be part of an art exhibition in the summer. And then my head started going, oh, but when would you get the time? When are you going to be able to do this? Are you going to turn it into a course? And I realised that there was something wrong, and that I was becoming overwhelmed by need to create things for the studio club. And I asked some members, and it turned out that lots of members were getting a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of material that was in the studio club as well. So I made the decision that I would cut down the kind of the regular courses and tutorials and make-alongs and all of that kind of thing to a much more curated kind of schedule, and that at the same time I would drastically reduce the price. So that's what I'm doing. So it used to be £25 to join the studio club. As of today, it is £9.95, which I think makes it the best value of any membership club, really. Because, let me tell you what we've still got in the club. So each month, and it's kind of a vague theme, tends to be seasonal. And each month there is a workshop on something. So April's workshop is going to be all about making a plique mending. So basically an embroidery workshop about how you could use a plique, fussy cut plique, to mend clothes or to decorate clothes. And that's going to be part live, part recorded. It's only available to members in April. After that, it disappears and those members get a download. The other thing that we have is a monthly kind of Zoom social on theme. The one in April is all going to be about sort of spring food, foraging, that kind of thing. Bring a recipe, share it, share your best ideas. In addition to that, we have a forum. We have I keep saying we, it's me, there's only me here. I have a shop which has discounted supplies for members. So if you're wanting to have a go at something, you only want a little bit of, say, Mordant or printmaker's paper or sticky violin, then you can get it from the supplies shop at a pretty much wholesale rate. And then I also have a couple of blogs. Now, I keep talking on here about how I love blogs, and those two blogs, they are just for the studio club. One is about my art, textile art, so there's natural dyeing, there's botanical printing, there's a lot of stuff looking at things as inspiration, there's some quilting in there. And the other one is all about the garden. It's sort of structured around creating the dye garden here, but obviously there's cut flowers and there is vegetables as well. And there's things like, the perennial meadow and how it grows. And there's tours of the garden, things. So this is what the Studio Club is. It is a space for personal creativity and for connecting back into the natural world. There's also, if you got stuck for something to do, there's a massive library which is full of courses. There's a course about identifying trees and learning about how trees work. There's a one about how to learn freehand machine embroidery. There's another one about introduction to botanical printing. There's paper collages. There's making a book. It's, there is a lot there, but it's now only £9.95. If you've got any questions, ask me a question below. And now I thought that I would take you along the road, because the farm next door has lambs. So I'm going to go and try and get some pictures of the lambs for the last minute or so of this video. Have a great weekend. If you've got any questions about the club, put them underneath here. There is a link to join if you want to join, and I would love to see you in there, and have a fantastic weekend.